if I hear one more person ask me whether I'm going to leave New York, whether I'm going to move to Knoxville because of what? Yeah, aren't you going to move because of what? Well, because of, Zohran Mamdani, the man who no one can pronounce his name. Aren't you going to move? No. Why? Why am I going to move? Well, because he's what? Why am I supposed to move? I ask the question again to the point of being beyond redundant as a broken record. A young person fairly recently asked me, what is a broken record? They thought I meant I broke a record, like, for the mile or something. And I'm using terms, No, I sound like I'm saying the same thing over again. And I'm saying the thing, why am I running around? This is the Republican Party, or whoever it is that stands against him, are the biggest bunch of wimps I've ever seen in my life. They are the party of frauds. Frauds. Good to see the usual suspects on 3 a.m. Eastern time. That's what happens when you do overnights. This is my day off, but I had to get up. I had to talk to you. You know what these people are? You know what these men are? You know what these Republican men are? Listen to me, pardon my French. I hate to say it. Pussies. They talk about how tough they are. Oh, look, I'm taking all my supplements for my testosterone. Oh, look at me, I'm Pete Hegseth. I'm doing pull-ups and push-ups. Oh, look at me, I've got tattoos of the Grim Reaper, whatever the hell it is. But when it comes to politics, I don't know what to do. This punk is what? He's going to defeat us? Are you kidding me? Are you out of your mind? The best thing that's happened to us is at least Stefanik, is going to run for governor. I hope that Republicans do something a little bit better. Last time they put up Curtis Sliwa. That's it. I know everybody wants to jump on Curtis. I don't. First of all, it's like, does this surprise you? Where the hell were you before? I'm one of the few people who is still Curtis's friend, and I'm not yelling at him. He's like Harold Stassen. He's Irwin Corey. He's whatever the hell he is. I don't know what he wants to do. But I'm tired of talking about him. Well, Curtis Sliwa lost the election. Shut up already. Shut up. What did you do, Republicans? What did you do? And you know who they put up? A Democrat. A Democrat. And for the love of God, will people still get this thing right? Let me explain this to you. And let me try, and I'm going to say this again. Why do people keep believing that there was something wrong with the fact that two people's names appeared on the ballot in different positions? I want to explain that one to you. Okay, I want to explain that one to you, which is really, really critical. I want to get this out of the way, but you think somebody would understand how this thing works, but apparently they don't. But before we begin, I want to tell you something. I just got this information like today. I mean today, and this is huge, huge. As you know, my dear friends, one of our great sponsors is preparewithlionel.com. I can't even talk. Ever since COVID, millions of Americans started buying preparedness supplies. What am I? I had a stroke maybe. Anyway, especially emergency food. And that's a good thing, thank God. And there's a big mistake most people make with their emergency food supply. They don't have any way to cook it in a real emergency when the power is out or the grid is down. Aha! That's why our friends over at preparewithlionel.com created their Black Friday Survival Special. It comes with a 4-week supply, food supply, plus $150 worth of free gifts. I know a gift is free, including everything you need to prepare your emergency meals, like a cook stove, fuel, and fire starters. Ever think about that? plus a water purifier, bug out bag, and more. It's the complete survival kit your family needs to ride out natural disasters, civil unrest, or anything worse. It also makes a great Christmas gift, great stocking stuffer, fine for dad or grad. But it's only, listen to me, Dave, it's only available through Black Friday. That's right, Black Friday. Another term you don't understand. So head to preparewithlionel.com. The link is in the description. Go to preparewithlionel.com to check out everything that's included. With all the uncertainty in the world right now, we simply can't afford to be unprepared. So go to preparewithlionel.com right now and get prepared today. That's prepared with Lionel, preparewithlionel.com. Okay? All right. First of all, I want to thank you for being with us this morning. This is terrific. We're on here and Twitter. I don't know if anybody knows what the hell is going on. I don't know if you even know I'm here. I appreciate this. But I'm so goddamn tired of this Mamdani. Oh my God, he makes me sick. And I see that shit-eating grin. I'm sorry, I'm being a bit scatological. Pardon me. But you think I can explain it? And they bring out his wife. I'm not going to talk about his wife. I'm not going to talk about people's wives, but she wasn't even involved in this thing. She's walking around like, I don't know. And that Mehdi Hassan and all these people, oh, they're loving him. Why? Because he's a Muslim. Now, wait a minute. This is my city. Mehdi doesn't care. He thinks it's great. You think it's care? It's not that he's a Muslim. Is everybody listening to me right now? Are you paying attention to me? Are you paying attention? Listen to what I'm saying. Listen carefully because people don't understand what I'm saying. It is not because he is a Muslim. He's a commie fascist. No, maybe a fascist. I don't know. A Marxist. I don't even know what he is. He's not even a real Marxist. He's this version of something where he talks this blather, this nonsense. He just drips nonsense. Do you hear what I'm saying? He spews this, I don't know what the word is. It's not socialism. It's not. If you read the Democratic Socialist platform, he talks a little bit about something. I don't know what it is, but it's absolute, undeniable nonsense that he speaks. Nonsense. And what he's doing, he's talking about. So we have Byron, what's his name? Byron Daniels or Donalds, whatever his name is. The very, very good African-American congressman. I think he wants to be governor of New York. He's on CNN saying, and in communism, they don't fare very well like they do in Cuba. It's like, would you stop this commie business? What are you? That's not it. Start off with crime. Crime. But let me explain something to you. I'm in a city of 8.5 million people. I'm not worried about, listen, people say, well, there might be calls to prayer at 3 a.m. 8.5 million people. Try it. This isn't Dearborn, Michigan. But they're going to try it. I understand that. But where is the Republican? Let me ask you something. Who right here? Look at me right now. Who is satisfied with your Republican Party? Who's satisfied? Raise your hand. Who? Tell me. I want to, change the subject and ask you, who is a Republican and who is satisfied with what's going on? Tell me. Anybody? Do you like what's going on? What is the direction? We got a little tariff thing here. I think the president's great. We're going to get our asses handed to us in the midterms. You know it's coming. Trump's not going to be on the ballot. Look what happened before. and the votes are real dodgy. But the Republicans aren't saying anything because they're so afraid. They're so afraid of incurring the wrath. They think this is dominion again. No, because you don't want to be an election denier. So my question is, are you happy with what they're doing? What do they stand for? What do they stand for? Their job isn't just to sit around and, run things. It's to keep getting elected. Is anybody here happy with what they're doing to Tucker Carlson? Anybody happy with how the Republicans are eating their own? Is there anybody happy with that? Is there anybody happy? Another topic, I guess I tell people, look what's happening to the Heritage Foundation and everybody because of Nick Fuentes. What the hell does Nick Fuentes have to do with anything? Why do Republicans eat their own? Democrats close ranks. They never say anything. You never heard them talk about Nancy Pelosi, not us. Anybody? Does anybody care about this? Does anybody care about this? Anything? I can't tell you. And I'm serious. Answer my question. I really want to know. Do you think, is there anything that you don't know about Nick Fuentes? Anything? He said some things before. I don't think they're terrible. I don't think anybody's terrible. I'm a grown man. I've lived done adult stuff. Former prosecutor. So, dismembered people and stuff. Nick Fuentes doesn't scare me. Does anybody? He said some things that are stupid. He's like Candace Owens. Candace loves to just drive you crazy. And people confuse bravado with sapience. They view the fact that, wow, can you believe what he said? They think that somehow this is beneficial or something. Who are our leaders? And by the way, please stop saying Vance in 20. What do you know about Vance? Now, I'm changing my mind about him only because I hope Peter Thiel sticks around because of Palantir, because everything just changed. You understand this? Does anybody really, seriously, let me ask you this, and I know you're online, I want you to focus, and I appreciate this. I want all my friends who are listening, I thank you so much for being with us. Does anybody really, really, really care? I'm serious. What anyone says. Alex Jones, Nick Fuentes, Milo, pick your. Does anyone care? Why do you think a great organization like the Heritage Foundation, for example, they do a wonderful job? They're great. I would say, do you have anyone available who might get to the younger people? Because it ain't going to be you or me. I realize this. No matter how cool I am, some teenager looks at me and says, this looks like my grandpa. Boy, are they wrong, but I dig it. I'm not going to fight that. So we had this wonderful, wonderful, oh God, don't tell me Victor Davis. Oh no. My God, if I want to, do you ever watch on YouTube, they have ASMR stuff like organized crime stories to make you sleepy, Carlo Gambino, and they do some voice. I listen to Victor Davis Hanson. I'll fall asleep. He says some great stuff. But if it's beyond World War II or the Peloponnesian War, forget it. He's great with saying, and the Messerschmitt was much better than the P-42 and the vets and the Schlagenschlag and the battle. Great. Currently, what is going on here? What is going on? Who's the youngest? Give me an age range. Go down the list. Give me an age range. Give me your age. Not range, age. What am I trying to say? Give me your age. How old are you? Come on, I'm serious. I don't want to be rude. How old are you? I turned 67. I'll be 68. Come on, give me your age. Give me your age. Don't be afraid of it. What is it? Come on. Let's go. Come on. 70. Look at this. 70, 52. Oh, we're doing. Ooh, 19. Void, are you really 19? 18 to 80. Come on. 70, that's fine. It's fine. 62. Go see 64, 67. Well, that's nothing wrong with it. 28. We're getting there. I want a 19-year-old. Okay, that's good. What are we? 43? No, we're good. Come on, let's go. That's good. I'm 90 in terms of IQ. Very good, Jimmy Jack. Very funny. You're ball busting, you. Okay. Now, that's great. Imagine I want to go out there and I want to be the next Charlie Kirk. And you know they whacked Charlie. They got Charlie Kirk. I know nobody wants to talk about Charlie Kirk. And I'm changing the subject again, which is what I do, but they got Charlie. Oh, you thought you were a big shot, didn't you, Charlie? And you know what? Go figure it out. Slow down the camera. Let's bring in this Marine here and this Marine there and this guy. And let's slow it down. And Candace will release her DMs because her insurance policy. It's just let them talk. Because there's so much shite that is sent across the bow. It's ridiculous. It's hysterically funny. You're never going to find out. Because you know why? Nobody's looking. Nobody cares. Nobody cares about him. Nobody even cares who tried to kill Trump. Nobody. So look at us now. Look at where we are. Look at this world that we live in. Look in this world and look at all of the glory and all of the fun stuff that we're doing and ask you, who's in charge of what? Who thinks we're going to win the midterms? Come on. Who thinks we're going to win the midterms? Anybody? Anybody feeling good about the midterms? Come on. Anybody feeling good? Anybody feeling good about the midterms? You must be, right? You think we're going to do terrific, don't you? Why? We sure did great with those, with New York. And let me tell you something. There is something so funny, so strange about New Jersey. I don't know what it is exactly. Can't tell you what it is, but nobody's going to look. Let me ask you a question. When was the last time your government found out anything? When was the last time your government found out anything? When was the last time your government found out anything about anything? When? Tell me. Nothing. They don't find anything out. They just talk. And let me tell you what they think. They think being a Republican means going on, of course, cable news. What do we stand for? I don't know. I don't know. I'm a Republican, I guess, not officially. I'm an independent by default. And I am so sick of these people. I am so sick of these people who sit around and they do nothing. They do absolutely nothing. And I'm so sick of them. And I'm wondering, what are we talking about? What are we doing? Do you like this presidential? Do you like this crew? Do you like this crew? Do you really feel, honestly, that this is the best representation of MAGA and whatever it is? Come on, for the love of God. Poor Marco Rubio doesn't even show up. He's like a, I don't know what he does. He just sits there and, Lutnick and others. I don't understand. I hope we get rid of whatever he does. Let's figure this stuff out regarding the Middle East, regarding Russia, and be done with this. And get back to ground rule. Do you know? let me bring you up to speed on something. And this is important. Let me change this subject now. It's not really changing the subject, but different. Because I know people of this, they say, "Oh, you're bouncing all over the place." No, Dick, there's questions all over the place, and Do you remember how crazy people went over the president's addition to the White House? Remember that one? They're not talking about that anymore. Anybody see that one? Did you remember? Do you remember how they went berserk over the president improving the White House? Anybody ever been to the White House? Have you ever been in the White House? Inside, not on a tour, but like in there when you're in the East Room or the Oval Office and you get to see what's going on in the second. I got news for you. This is one of the bleakest. Am I right, honey? To an extent, it's kind of cold, right? It's not warm. I wouldn't know what to do. I got to live there and I can't leave. Oh, dear. He goes from Trump Tower to this? No. So they went berserk because they don't have anything. They don't have anything. The Democrats don't know anything. Next question. How was your home when you found out Nancy Pelosi was finally calling it quits? Can you describe the howls from members of your family? Can you do it? Can you do it? Can you listen to this? Someone writes, nobody listens to leftist. I don't know who he is. USF, whatever you're talking about. This poor guy. Out of your mind, my friend. Ooh, that's not it. What am I saying? Excuse me. Here we go. This one. This fellow. Nobody listens to leftist. First of all, I don't know what language this is. Ungawa. What is this, a Tarzan movie? But I'll tell you what. They do listen. They do listen. The question is, who listens to us? Look at this one. Gina says she's 85 years old. She's older than Biden. Listen to me. Gina, you're, by the way, good to see you. She's maybe 85. You know who's sharp as a tack, irrespective of his belief, is Dershowitz. Dershowitz is, I saw his name, Dershowitz age. He's 87. Again, just in terms of alacrity, being able to focus on what he's talking about, it's a different story altogether. This guy is on every radio show, every TV show. He is everywhere at any given time of the day. And he is, something. Now, so, but remember, there are people who were, I remember one time reading famous people who died much younger. Like Lincoln was like 55 or something. I mean, and Hitler was like 56 or something. It's crazy. So you don't really know how old people are. Granted, there was a lot of stress being Hitler, as you can imagine. So let's go back to this one. While we have you on the phone, and let me ask you, I'm so happy you're on the phone. While you're here, and I thank you for being a part of this. I kind of like this. I'm usually up at this time, so I figure I'm just going to jump on board and talk to you. My Twitter fans and my not fans, I got followers. What is the one issue that keeps you up at night? What is the one issue, my friend, that makes you say, dear God, they better get to the bottom of this, or this is the question is, what is it that really makes a difference? What is it? What do you think is this thing that really, really keeps you up at night? What are the issues? What are the stories? Epstein? Space aliens? Are you serious about that? I want to ask you a very serious question. I know sometimes you're trying to be funny. Do you mean? I was listening today. Why is it that we have done absolutely nothing about UAPs and all that other kind of stuff? Can you explain that to me? See, this is the story which I think you know me well enough, and I'm going to say this again. Which is terrible. But I'm going to say now what is the number one issue, which absolutely, positively is the existential threat of our time. Artificial intelligence. Period. End of discussion. 100%. And nobody knows anything about it. Have you ever wondered this? Have you ever wondered? Well, let me go back. I was watching some Civil War special or show or whatever it was, and they were talking about what would have been the piece of equipment that would have changed everything during the Civil War. What would have been the piece of equipment that would have made people say that would have ended it all? That, maybe what, artillery or planes, jets, parachutes, airborne. What would be the thing that would have changed the course of the Civil War? And someone said, a walkie-talkie. To be able to talk. Just talk to somebody who says, hey, they're over here. Copy. No, they had to go and then come back. Little things. Can you imagine going back to 1700 and make it 1800? And already we've learned tobacco from the... Here's to you, by the way. Salute. Cheers. We've learned tobacco from the Indians, right? From the Indians. And we've gone and we've learned from the Indians. And I went back in time and I said, there's this thing that's going to be called cancer. And you're going to really wish you didn't do that. Who knows? Maybe the tobacco would have been better because there's no chemical. I don't know. But anyway, they would say cancer. Yeah, there's cancer and COPD and heart attack. Heart attack? Diabetes. What? What are you talking about? And they bring over the doctor, the who was basically the barber who was into bloodletting and leeches. And they would say, what are you talking about? That's the way I feel precisely regarding artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence is something that is so scary, it can't even be described. And every time I try to do it, I know I'm kind of wasting my time. What artificial intelligence is being done for children, oh dear God. Unbelievable. I don't even know where to go. I don't even know where to explain this. You ready? Now, here we go. Here's a new topic, because you like topics. What was it called, honey? The Farmer's Almanac? When are they going to get rid of it? This year? They're going to get rid of the Farmer's Almanac. 2026 will be the first time in over 200 years, the Farmer's Almanac. They're going to get rid of it. The most important weather prognostication element there is. Why do you think they're going to do it? Why? That's for you. Hand farts. Oh yeah, Mrs. L is up too. Rick Rohr says, "Man, are you kidding? We're up all the time. We don't stop." Okay. What do you think is the newest addition to the world of prognostication? What do you think is new? What do you think? What is new in the world of prognostication? This is the most important thing. Because this is the issue which, when you tell people this, it tells me who's with me and who's not. So, in case you just tuned in, for the first time ever, 200 years, they're going to end the Farmer's Almanac. Because being Vatic and Pythonic, and to augur the entrails of the weather beast is most difficult today because by virtue of I guess, geoengineering changed everything. Geoengineering said, we can't produce it, we can't predict because you're doing everything to change. They didn't say that. They can't say that. But can you believe what we are seeing? And I have spent oh my God, if you've known me, you've known that I have been, since I met Dane Wigington, the great Dane Wigington, at geoengineeringwatch.org. I've been warning people and saying this is real. Look up in the sky. Oh, those are contrails. Those are contrails. That's not water vapor. Jesus Christ. And nobody looks up. Nobody knows anything about it. It's the most incredible thing I've ever seen in my life. Marjorie Taylor Greene, I think, mentioned it. Lee Zeldin mentioned it, and nothing happened again. Why do you think that is? Why do you think that is? Lee Zeldin tried something. Lee Zeldin is not exactly the, I don't think, ball of fire best describes his abilities, but nonetheless. Do you understand what is happening? No. When do you think we lost our ability to care? And what's happening to kids? Oh my God. Oh my God. You are going to live. I heard Mrs. L does a lot of, as you know, Zooms and interviews on her Lynn's Warriors YouTube channel and Lynn's _Warriors on X. And she was listening to somebody, and I heard the other day, of a fellow who scared. He described a world that when you tell people this, they will look at you like, and I can tell they're unable to handle this because it is so contrary to what they believe is possible. But what we are seeing and what we will see is everything being a bot. Everything in your world is a bot. Everything. You talk to your doctor. You talk to your representative. You don't have a drugstore. You talk to a bot. An AI generated something that might be amenable to your idea of some favorable visage. And that is that. And I am telling you that you will see this and you will only deal with this person. Your child will not go to school. Your child will have a bot. Because during a period of time, during the COVID mania movement, during the pandemic, you were kept outside of the living world, and they kind of did it as a beta test, and they're kind of watching. And Mrs. L brings up a very good point. They're going to decide who goes to school and who doesn't. We are not going to have this idea of this mandatory participatory platform of school, didactics, pedagogy. No, they will decide. The future is beyond dystopian. And do you think that we would be able to deal with that? No. Do you think that we would be able to handle something of that note? No. It is beyond anything I've ever seen or could even imagine. You see, most of us are here today, if you're following me, and I thank you for this. Most of us are here because we march to a different drummer. And we don't necessarily believe or follow or involve ourselves in the usual songs that are played, the usual stuff. And all of us found our way here for a variety of reasons. All of us have, for the most part, a red pill moment that we went through. Everything everything. My beloved Mrs. L was initially introduced. Oh, I don't want to say innocently. There's something in it, but for lack of a better word, involved in helping a client of hers, involving a book venture as to domestic violence. And from that, it just it spearheaded and opened a world that you never knew. It's like the first people who went, if those of you who are into mycology and fungi and all of this realize that under the ground there are these there's a world of microscopic, microbial. It's just, that's what this is. And it was below. You couldn't see it. And even when you were there, you couldn't see it because it was microscopic. There are worlds and things that affect this world that we know we're not privy to. And Mrs. Ellen and I were just talking, I believe that Washington is a distraction. Washington creates the illusion of control. So when I told somebody, hey, don't worry about losing New Jersey, because as far as New Jersey goes, that may not be able to control that much. That may not really be that important in terms of elections. Don't worry about Virginia. Don't worry. Don't even worry about anything, because it's like junior high. Remember the student council? What did you ever accomplish in student council? Though you elected people, you pretended to be going through nothing. So, and by the way, thank you, Spooky. Hit the friends, or hit the friends like, please hit the like, friends. But so all of us go through these periods of time where anyway, her world opened when she says, oh my God, domestic violence went to children, I just couldn't believe how nobody was doing anything about it. Couldn't believe that no one was doing anything about it. That's the most important. I've told you, and I will say this, that on Tuesday morning, the 11th day of September in 2001, I was here in New York. Mrs. L was here. And my world changed like that. Unbelievably quickly. It changed drastically. Everything that I thought, everything I believed in, everything that I thought just was wrong. And it took me to take the notion of the world, whatever I think the world is, and say, whatever this media coverage is, it's gone. So I live in a world, I'm in a fishbowl, and you're in a fishbowl, and we're on a table, and we look at it, we can see kind of other fish bowls, and we think maybe you think that's heaven, or maybe you think that's another, maybe consciousness, or maybe you might think that's UFO. I don't know. But we're still stuck in these little fishbowl. And all of our lives, there are people telling us, no, we can get out. We're freezing. No, I think we're kind of, sometimes I don't think it matters, and then I think it does matter, then I don't get upset, and because it depends upon the level that you're looking at. I'm asking myself, for example, why are people losing their minds in New York? I have no idea. But what you do have right now, and what you're very lucky to have, and what I explained to you, and I hope you follow, is please pay attention to our ability to speak. Turn off cable news. Listen to AM radio, shortwave also. AM radio, maybe CB is going to make a comeback, because right now the radio industry is in such flux. It's trying to get a hold. And it has to be bold and dangerous and fun again. And that's what you're seeing. I always invite you to listen to me on WABC. Normally, I would be on ABC right now if it were Monday through Friday, and that's in 7070. It's the biggest, it's the number one talk radio station in the nation. And I know people say, wow, you just say that. No. It's really true. It's really true. And the best part about it is that they allow me to say things like this that I want without anybody interfering with me. So let me just tell you something, my friends. First of all, I want to thank you. Make sure you like this. Make sure you like this. Like this video. I know you're tired of people always begging for likes, but that's the way it is. Those are the metrics of our success. And don't forget, from now until Black Friday, go to preparewithlionel.com. I beg, beseech you, not for me, but for you. Because you know and I know that shit's going to hit the fan. And those people who have prepared will be so glad. You will say to yourself, thank you. And I have all the information contained in and on my YouTube description. All right, my friends, and please follow Mrs. L at Lynn's Warriors on YouTube, Lynn's Warriors, Lynn's_Warriors on X, and lynn'swarriors.org. The most important stuff you've ever seen anybody ever talk about. Thank you for spending time this early morning for me. I wish you all the best. It is indeed a pleasure to speak with you. I consider you my friends, my demented friends. My friends that I'll never meet, but I know are there. You never see the wind. You see the effects of wind. And speaking of wind, and I see you as well. Not you, but the effects of you. All right, dear friends, have a great and a glorious and a wonderful day. Always stay tuned to whatever the thing I'm doing here. Oh, yes, Lionel Nation. And on X at Lionel Media. The two are different. Because I may just pop up anytime. And if you don't follow me, what's the point? All right, dear friends, have a great day. Don't forget the monkey's dead. The show's over. Sue you. That day.